Why can't an Indian sauce company make the best sauces in the world? Is that we're available in all our might across the length and breadth of the country.
So, sir, do you watch Formula One? You follow?
I do follow, but I don't watch. I mean, other than जब वो Greater Noida में खुला था सब देखने गए थे, but I don't follow in the sense I know who's number one, number two, but I don't. I was a Schumacher fan after his accident. I kind of lost interest, to be honest.
So, sir, my question is, Formula One में there's the saying, cash is king.
Yeah.
Regardless of how good a driver you are, it comes down to the cash. Like you mentioned about the staff, you hiring the topmost staff. Do you feel staff is the king for not only startups but company as a whole? Can they, like it can sometimes be bigger than the idea?
See, cash is important. Don't get me wrong. I mean, without cash, but that is where I mentor a lot of young companies and talk to a lot of young founders. Basically, maybe young, but younger companies. Sometimes what I fear is people are now they're starting a company because they want to do a startup. That is the wrong idea. So money first. Money is important, no doubt about it. I mean, धंधा पैसे से ही चलता है. But that cannot be the reason of starting a company. So for me, the reason of starting was product. We're a product first company. I wanted to make, in my head, maybe you don't agree or someone doesn't agree, but in my head, the best sauces in India. I wanted to give it to I mean, yes, we have the world's best certifications on quality, on all of processes and all of that. मेरी quality policy very simple है. मेरे दो बेटे age 11 and 8 जब ये policy लिखी थी, they were 5 and 2. वीबा कभी भी कुछ ऐसा नहीं बनाएगी जो मैं अपने बच्चों को नहीं दे सकता. I mean, मैं डफर नहीं हूँ कि उनको जाके चिली सॉस खिला दूंगा, but I'm talking about from a point of food safety. If I can't give it to my kids, I have no reason to give it to anyone else's kids. That to me is our quality policy. So the reason to start a business has to be not money. It has to be a mission, a craziness. मैं चटनियों के इतना पागल हूँ, कोई पागल ही आदमी इतना चटनियों के लिए पागल है ना. But that is what my passion is. That is what keeps me excited. My best 1 or 2 hours. This office के third floor में हमारा R&D center है. I mean, unfortunately nobody is allowed to go there, but very limited access. We've got 9 scientists working there, and me. We are the only people who have access. But that is my happiest 1 hour in a day when I'm trying, tasting, creating new products. So number one, I would say is your passion, your craziness. वो ऋतिक रोशन की मूवी देखी थी, ये वो मेरा लक्ष्य है, पहाड़ को बोलने. You need to find that. So once you have that, then comes money, and after that, the sooner you realize that you can't do everything on your own. And guys, one day you guys will be running, large companies, hopefully, and the biggest lesson I can give you is the sooner you realize that you can't do everything on your own, the better you are, the better the organization is. And for any founder, एक टाइम पे HR head भी मैं था, purchase head भी मैं था, production head भी मैं था, operations head भी मैं था, sales head भी मैं था, supply chain head भी मैं था, R&D head भी मैं था. But the sooner you, पैसे नहीं होते आपको सब कुछ करना है, but as soon as the company starts earning money, and the sooner you realize it is better for you. When I say you, your organization, VRB is Viraj. I mean, sorry to sound very cocky, but it is what it is.
Yes, it is.
And if it is better for VRB to hire people who are better than Viraj, it's so weird to talk about yourself in third person. Who are better than me, the better it is for me only, right? So the biggest learning I can share with young, entrepreneurs or all of you is that the sooner you realize that your company cannot be limited by your time, your intelligence, your energy, your passion. you need to kind of take it from there. मैं आपको एक बड़ी unpopular चीज बोलता हूँ, ये ना मेरे को एक word जिससे नफरत है ना, वो है hustle. सारे लोग आते हैं, मतलब hustle करो, hustle करो. Hustle can be the biggest speed breaker to your growth. Hustle day 1 to year 3 तक ठीक है, year 4 उसके बाद hustling छोड़ के organizing में घुसना पड़ता है. If I keep behaving like the founder from when Veeba started, the first 3-4 years, कि सब कुछ आज भी अगर मैं वैसे ही behave करूँगा, none of these fine quality people will work with me, they'll leave. And second is, you have to kind of let go. And for any founder, the most difficult thing is letting go. Sales head एक company का star होता है, तो पहले star मैं था, but then you have to say कि यार मैं शाहरुख खान नहीं बनूंगा, मैं शाहरुख खान के पीछे वाला डांसर बन के भी खुश हूँ, शाहरुख खान किसी और को बनने दो. So that is, my very long answer to a very short question. और since you spoke of Shark Tank, real दुनिया Shark Tank जैसी नहीं होती. ये Shark Tank मतलब मजाक है यहाँ. मतलब कोई जाके किसी I have spent so much time with so many best investors in the globe. कोई जाके बदतमीजी से आपसे बात नहीं करता, कोई तू तड़ाक नहीं करता, कोई it's a relationship of equals. I mean, if an investor needs you, you need the investor. It's a relationship of equals. It's not what you see on, I'm not talking about Shark Tank India, I'm talking about Shark Tank as a concept. It's a relationship of equals. It's not तूने साले ये कैसे ऐसा नहीं होता. कोई ये फिल्में होते हैं, Shark Tank को रोडीज बनाने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. That is not real life.
So there's one thing that you mentioned about your kids, like if I can't feed that product to my kids, I won't launch it. That's your policy. So how do you think these beliefs are important for an organization to succeed? So like the conglomerates that have been in India, let's say Tata or Reliance, and they've succeeded so much. So do you think these beliefs are what build these companies from the root up, and that's what you follow, and that's what you tell other entrepreneurs to follow, other aspiring entrepreneurs?
See, to take my name and the name of Tata's and Reliance in the same line is also wrong. Yes, we are a large sauce company, but we are a large sauce company. They are like legends, giants, whatever you might call it. I'm a huge fan. Everybody is, right? Everybody is a fan of Ratan Tata and Mukesh Ambani. Obviously, so am I. मतलब मेरे को कोई भी चांस मिल जाए उनके इंटरव्यू सुनने का, देखने का, so you learn something from there. But I'm sure whatever interviews I've read of the Tata Group, and I'm saying Tata Group now, not one individual, or Reliance Industries, you will always find that Dhirubhai Ambani, the mission was not money. The vision was to make India's biggest textile firm at one point, and then the vision became petroleum and so on and so forth, and now Mr. Mukesh Ambani's vision to
he's now looking at buying a football club.
I'll be so proud if he buys a football club. So Liverpool Indian club. But so I think all of these legends, and again I say this very categorically, you can't take my name in that group, but then all of these legends, I don't think the driving force for Steve Jobs was कि मेरे को $6 billion and $3 billion की अपनी net worth करनी है. He was beyond that. So if your mission, I'm really sorry to say, again with due respect, money is so important. मतलब कितने महंगे आपने जूते पहने हुए हैं. Money is important, obviously, but उसके भी देखो बड़े सही हैं. Money is very important, but the thing is, it can't be your reason to be. Reason to start a business, reason to run a business, because trust me, और ये मैं बहुत openly कहता हूँ, if you like your sleep ना entrepreneur मत बनो. आप सुबह 3-4 बजे उठोगे और वो सिर्फ पैसा नहीं आपको कर सकता, because in a job you will earn very comfortable money, but entrepreneurship or running an organization or starting an organization and then starting even not an organization, starting a company and making it an organization, that will take more than a want of only money to get there.
So what's your internal driving force?
My internal driving force is 2-3 things. There are सबसे पहले तो as I said to make a brand or that this country is proud of. मेरा जो सबसे बड़ा nightmare है ना कि अभी मैं किसी रात को पार्टी वार्टी पे जाऊँ कोई मुझसे पूछे ना what do you do and I say Veeba, they say oh wait let me call my wife, we eat this product. My nightmare is अगर मैं कहीं जाऊँ what do you do Veeba, अरे यार तुम्हारी वो so product quality taste is my biggest driving force, making something people can be proud of, Indians can be proud of. Second is employment. Employment really is a big driving force for me. Veeba employs grassroots levels, our plants. We employ 1,000 plus people at our plants, which are the people who really need employment. So that all of these people, hundreds of people in our HO, hiring people in across the country. I mean, as I said, our presence in more than 650 cities. So you're hiring across the country. That is a big driving force for me, and it's a big responsibility. When you're responsible for a few thousand families, I'm not saying their world will end if it's not Veeba, but while they're at Veeba, their responsibility, that's a responsibility I'm very aware of, so yeah, these two things, I think, making products which India would be proud of and making them available across the country and creating employment in a country like India, employment needs to be generated. So that really drives.
So it all sums up that you're a proud Indian.
Very proud Indian.
You're motivated to make India the...
Yeah. और बनाता चटनी हो तो बातें बड़ी कर रहा हूँ, but the thing is I am, and my friends, my family, they often get bored of this, but frankly I am a very proud.
चटनी से हमारे सुबह शाम हर चटनी तो आप
so the thing is
important चीज बना रहे हो.
Exactly, and I'll tell you something. This on a whenever you eat a burger, nobody talks about the dressing or the sauce inside.
So like I mentioned, Sanju Maggi point, the main this thing is the tandoori mayo sauce that.
So exactly, I was so happy to hear this. So whenever you go to a burger place, you will talk about your bun crumbly hai, chicken patty theek nahi thi, patty theek nahi thi. Sauce is the unsung hero. It delivers the maximum taste because the tandoori mayonnaise or in a burger or in that kulcha of Sanju's, if we have mint mayonnaise, it will change the taste completely to a coriander mayonnaise to a tandoori mayonnaise or उसको बोलना Tex-Mex kulcha भेजे South. So something which is responsible for the least amount of cost in your product is responsible for the max amount of taste. Can you imagine how cool is that? आप McDonald's में जाओ सॉस बदल दें तो बर्गर बदल देते हैं, so that's the thing. So maximum taste, minimum value, and least thought space, because everybody only talks about the bun and the patty, nobody talks about the sauce. So it's a very cool place to be in. You can place so much. So it's very cool.
So I tell you that you should once go and meet Sanju because उसका result ये हुआ है कि हम सब के घर में आ गया है. And to tell you frankly, the lunch that my mom packed today for me is paneer sandwich with tandoori mayo. So that is
Sanju हमारा brand ambassador बनने वाला है. ये सही है.
I think Veeba can be like छोटा packet बड़ा धमाका.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, अभी marketing team को.
So I'm absolutely loving the way this conversation is going because you're talking right from creating something of your own to how important your staff is for you. It's a two-part question. So number one, are you looking at building a conglomerate in the food industry? And number two, how closely are you involved in hiring? For example, and if you are, how closely are you?
Part one, yes, of course. Obviously, everybody has big ambitions. If I can deliver, so I, always say this: ambition is easy, execution is difficult, right? So you really have to come into work every day, put in the whatever 9 to 15 hours that you put in. That has to be done. So yes, obviously, the ambition is to build a large organization, and but as I keep saying to everybody here also in my team that ambition without execution is of no use. So you guys should also always remember that. And part two is how important.
Look, are you closely involved in the hiring
Hiring,
process?
yeah.
If you are.
So see, anything, anyone. I can't hire thousands of people, right? So anyone who reports into me directly, I spend a lot of time. In fact, I think I'm the most indecisive hiring person because it's almost like a marriage. You know, if in a promoter-driven organization, if you don't get along with me, maybe I'm a bad guy, and if you don't get along with me, there's no point coming. मैं तो company छोड़ के जाने का, so there's no point coming. At the same time, if I don't like the person, there's no. So how do you judge that? First, interview number one is professional qualification, experience, and as I keep saying, my leadership team is better than me at their job. So that's the easy part. Then it's followed by 2-3 rounds of गप्पे, कॉफी पे चलते हैं, एक दूसरे की ideologies discuss करते हैं. Once you think you'll be able to get along with the person, everything else becomes easy. So if I'm spending so much time with my DRs, direct reportees, and they're doing it with theirs, and they are doing it with theirs, so the change becomes very strong. And because we have grown from zero to wherever we are today, you have to realize that my value system, good or bad, because I've hired at the lowest level of this organization, the company choti thi, to the highest level of this organization. So that value system is there in various places. So one point in time, my DR was a guy who was probably earning, let's say, a 25,000 rupee package. Even he was my DR 7, 8, 9 years back. So even he, I've worked closely with. So in a young company, that's the biggest advantage because you have grown with the organization and your value system is there throughout the organization. So again, a very long answer to a short question. Hiring is very, very important to me. I think people are the main force behind an organization. Till today, Domino's holds a very special place in my heart. Next 10 years are India's. Today, if you've got a good idea and you've got proof of concept, I kid you not, money is available.